welcome to another beautiful day, and it's the Thursday, trending Thursday, and of course, you know how we do it. If you don't know, I'm going to put you up to speed and let you know exactly how we will be driving today's nighttime show. My name is Rahim, and you're welcome to another awesome day. It's a beautiful Thursday. And I wonder how you guys are actually coping, because right this minute, you know, if you observe, the weather has been like the December kind of weather, dry. So let's say the Hamatan is coming back, and for those of you who love it and who have been crying against the heat that has been on for quite some time, you will love the weather, and I hope you're coping with that too. All right. It's 9:42 p.m. right here. This is the voice of the people, 90.3. I am Ryan Terrence, and this is the nighttime show. Today and every Thursday, I come up with something different from other days. And today is Trending Thursday, where we bring you some of the stories, breaking stories, the news, and what's going on in the world, more especially what's going on in this region, talking about Nigeria and all that information you need just to keep you going. And of course, you know, you will understand that every night, evening and nights, the biggest news comes like breaking. And it's for me to be able to put you up to speed and keep you informed until the next day, when you will be able to have more information to, you know, join with that. Okay, so I'm going to be reading out the details and the headlines, and of course, get into some little update you on the little details that is attached to it. So looking forward for today. I also have somebody that will be analyzing some of the things that we're going to be talking about, the stories and all of that. It's been one hell of a human being, a friend and a journalist who is a professional to the core. He will be with me online, and I think I need just putting through. Let's see. So I mean, Kelly, Mr. Kelly Ekemenjima is a journalist, is also an expert in so many things, and he's a very quite simple person, and he has decided to be with me on the show today. So I will be having a good time with him, and some of the breaking stories, headlines, and these big stories, trending stories, he will definitely will be analyzing it with me tonight. So okay, so I'm going to be welcoming Kelly, Mr. Kelly Ekemenjima, very, very soon. So, but I just want to let you guys know that today is Thursday. Once again, in case you just tuned in, we will be having a great time. It's Trending Thursday, where we bring you the very trending stories. Breaking always come in the evening and night. So I keep you looped and keep you up to speed on what is trending. And that's what we will be doing tonight. All right, so it's the nighttime show, and of course, we will be having a great time as usual. And every Thursday is that what we call the trending Thursday. So I'm going to be bringing you up to speed all of the trending stories. I'm just going to keep you informed, and might remind you that we always have breaking that comes through, and so you're going to be having all of that information, and so you can be well groomed in the next day when you are in any other program on VOP. Okay, so I'm welcoming Kelly Ikemejima is already with me, and I don't know, Kelly, are you there with me?
Hi, good evening, Raheem. Thank you so much for having me tonight. Good
Yes,
evening,
sir.
Lagos.
I'm just okay. Finish.
You can hear me loud and clear, yes?
Exactly. I actually
Fantastic.
I wanted to say that I know that I troubled you today to be with me on the show, so you pardoned me, and then of course you're gonna get paid heavenly after now. So, just kidding.
It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, Kelly. All right, now, Kelly, what we do on Thursdays is, trending stories of what's going on, what's making rounds in this country and also overboard. So I'm just going to go straight to the point because I have only 20-30 minutes with you. So I'm just going to keep this. So I'm just let you go to handle other things. Now, in case you guys are streaming, for those who are actually streaming and seeing what is going on right here in the studio, you're definitely going to see the headlines and what I actually posted on YouTube. You see that clearly, and that you can talk about it. If I open the phone lines, you can come up with your thoughts on that, and that's for all of you. But also listening to what is going on. So all the trending stories here, I got a lot of them in my hands over here. So we're going to start right away. First of all, I want to start with the breaking, and I'm talking about the Rivers Gober Supreme Court affirms Governor Fubara's election. Before now, River State has been shaky. River State has been dancing at Tulagu, and a lot of stuff have been going on in River State. But yes, now the Supreme Court affirms Governor Fubara's election, and of course, Kelly is going to tell us a whole lot about that. But let me just break it down here. I'll put you up to speed a little bit. Okay, so the Supreme Court today affirmed the election of Siminalayi Fubara, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) as Rivers governor. As a matter of fact, in the same vein, the Apex Court dismissed the, Justice Solauer resolved all the four issues identified for the determination in the appeal against the appellant. Now, in the case of Taraba States, the Supreme Court dismissed the appeal filed by Yahaya and his party against the election of Governor Abu Kepas of Taraba State. And now I don't want to go that forward, but let's talk about this. Kelly, what is your take on this breaking? A lot of people have been, contemplating if something bad is going to happen, if the court is really going to be against the River State governor. But what is your overview concerning this?
Well, first things first, is the end of the official election season and the cycle. The Supreme Court had, according to law, 60 days or so to look at the appeals filed by different candidates on the ruling of the lower court, that would be the Court of Appeal, finalizing appeals for the election. So first things first, we have now closed that chapter. Second thing is quite intriguing, the rulings from the Supreme Court. If you'd notice, none of the governors were sacked by the Supreme Court.
Yes.
None of them. They all got a clean sweep and a nod from the Supreme Court to continue on. With the elections, the initial rulings from Kano State, Plateau State, that seem a bit controversial. One would have thought that Nasarawa would go in the same direction, but the Supreme Court allowed all the governors. I want to believe that it's in the spirit of the law. The cases as they were presented were decided upon based on the merits You know, people say, well, for some it may have been considering the political climate of those states, but for Rivers State, there was a lot of anticipation, anxiety somewhat because of the current political crisis, and I must say this political crisis because it's really an issue in Rivers State as far as the stability in governance.
Okay.
With one side said to be loyal to the FCT minister, speaking in the tone that they speak, and then the governor side tried to portray this emblem of peace for everyone to believe that there are no issues in the state. But the political crisis is real. So the Supreme Court having ruled today would help at least to settle just an aspect of all the issues. Now, in settling this aspect opens a new horizon of anxieties as to what exactly will be the play of the governor.
Okay.
In the controversies in Rivers State. But good thing, I've seen a lot of persons celebrate this. The crisis in Rivers State has somewhat made Fubara to be very popular in the state. I must tell you, he wasn't seen as a very popular governor. He was referred to as Nyesom Wike's stooge.
No.
He did say that he was a godson to Nyesom Wike as godfather. So a lot of persons did not have huge expectations of what would be of his government. But this crisis and the stance that he has taken has made him, appear to be like a Joseph. But some people literally refer to him as a Joseph. Civil servants celebrating and dancing today after the news came from the Supreme Court. For real, So he's just been made popular with this entire crisis. But on the other hand, people are watching closely to see if he would emerge, with strategies that would always put him in the advantage ahead of whatever the other side they are doing. But one thing is for certain, Supreme Court ruling brings all of the litigations and the election season to a close now.
Close, yeah.
Let's see if we can overcome the obstacles, deliver governance, which is most important right now.
Okay.
And keep a clean slate.
All right. Okay. Let's move away from that now. Let's go to the next one now. This one here says alleged $4 billion theft. Talking about Obiano, but this says Soludo visits Obiano in Abuja. I'll put you up to speed on this one. The Anambra State Governor Chukwuma Soludo has visited his predecessor Willie Obiano, and he was arraigned, of course, on Wednesday by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission for alleged $4 billion and even more theft, and the anti-graft agency arraigned him on 9 counts bordering on stealing and of course corruption before Justice Ijeoma Egwuatu of the Federal High Court in Abuja. What is your take on this? You know the story already.
Well, the truth of the matter is this is just part of something that we know. There isn't, you can count the governors that when they're done with their tenures would be allowed to just go home. Perhaps Nyesom Wike for one, in Rivers State. Remember, in Rivers State, there's a perpetual injunction that bars the EFCC or even the ICPC from looking into the books of the state government.
True, though.
You hold that. There's a Supreme Court pronouncement stating clearly the jurisdiction of the EFCC in deciding to prosecute former governors. When petitions are raised and the EFCC decides to look into those petitions, there are clear boundaries where the EFCC can investigate and choose to prosecute or not. So this for me is just procedural. He's having his day in court. If he feels otherwise, that he has not stolen, he's going to present his case. And like many governors that were able to present their case, and the judges looked at it and said, well, the EFCC, you have no case here. We'll find out within time if that's the case with Willie Obiano. I had thought that this case had been swept under the carpet. Apparently, that's not the case. But he's having his day in court. Just because somebody took one person to court doesn't mean that that person would win. You understand? It's a process. So I like to watch and see how the process plays out.
All right. Now, moving to what's going on in Plateau State. Plateau killings, military opens up on a reason behind incessant attacks. It's been crazy. How the militia, cattle rustling, various other elements have been blamed for the recent attacks in Plateau State. The military confirmed this during a media interaction in Abuja today, January 27. Of course, however, special forces have been dispatched to critical areas in the state to manage and control the ongoing situation. What is your take on this?
It's a lip service in our country that continues to allow for this killing field. It's a lip service in our country. And we must call it what it is. The last time the numbers died in Plateau State, the military told us that the terrain was the issue. The terrain made it difficult for them to deploy quickly, get to those areas where the massacre was happening. And now again, there is an excuse. You see, the military appears to have a book, an excuse book, where once something happens and they're not ready, they go to that book and they say, what should we pick now to tell Nigerians? This is unacceptable. Whether it's ethnic cleansing, whether it's genocidal, whatever it is, the reason we have security agencies is so they can forestall these things from continuing to happen. But our military, the security agencies as a whole, they are reacting. And they're not reacting early enough. They're reacting late after people die in their numbers.
Yeah.
Plateau State did not begin today. It's something that's been happening for a while. And we keep getting excuses. It appears the reason why this is a trend is nobody gets punished. Exactly. There are no consequences whatsoever. If someone failed to do their job and you reprimand them, you hold them responsible, you discipline them, the next person will realize that it's not business as usual.
Exactly.
So people continue to die and then we make excuses. We do not value lives in this country. It is clear that the lives of Nigerians are not valued by those that are in authority to protect them. That's the only reason why this dastardly act continue to happen. And it's most unfortunate.
All right. This one here says NLC knocks Tinubu's economic policies. It says it favors only wealthy Nigerians. Now, put you up to speed on this. The Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, has taken a swipe at the policies of the President Tinubu-led federal government has promoting an interest of the powerful and wealthy individuals while impoverishing the poor and low-income earners. Okay. What is your say on this part?
You know, when Joe Ajero was able to pull off the warning strike, there was a warning strike. I think 2 days warning strike. And then he was invited by the president. There was a protest and there was a strike. And then Imo State happened. Well, before Imo State, with Joe Ajero, one thought that the NLC was becoming like the proverbial bulldog that had a tooth, just one tooth. So they were able to imagine that they could bite someone. But after Imo State and the blue-black beating and slapping that Joe Ajero got in Imo State, it appears that single tooth has now been removed. So the NLC clearly right now is just a bulldog that is barking, and then when the person it is barking that comes close to it, it begins to cry and beg for attention. That's what the NLC has become. The NLC is no longer a pressure group that has the force of law to effect change in Nigeria. It's a group that sits down, looks at the papers, cherry picks on what to react to, and sometimes the press would have to lead it on before it makes a reaction. The NLC today it's a pressure group would be glorifying them. They are just a social club right now. They should sit down, look at what's happening, clap hands for themselves, and tell themselves, let's go home and have peace. They're no longer in the business of putting pressure on government to change their politics. Whether it is elitist or not, the NLC can't do anything about it. So they should spare us.
Okay. All right. So now let's move to Edo poll. Let's move to Edo State to see what's going on in the forthcoming election that will be coming very soon. So now this one here says, Obaseki, my boss, will support me. is Shaibu is the one talking. I'll put you up to speed on this. Right here, it says the Shaibu and his principal governor Godwin Obaseki have been at loggerheads over the former's ambition to succeed the latter, whose second term tenure is winding down. Already, the PDP has fixed February 3rd for the conduct of its primary election, where the flag bearers will emerge for the general election. Now, despite the differences, Shaibu, who was a guest on a particular station today, was saying something. I quote him. He says, "I can bet you." I can bet you that Mr. Godwin Obaseki, the governor of Edo State, my boss and senior brother, will support me, he said. And if I may continue, he said at the secretariat where we had our stakeholders meeting that whoever wins, he will support, and whosoever that will win is nobody's but Philip Shaibu. Okay, so he's saying that his brother, his so-called brother, will support him. And I don't know, what is your take on this?
The elections in Edo State, for me, it's already interesting. The feud between Philip Shaibu and his boss, his principal boss, it's an episode that people already have predicted its end. And it's really going to end in Philip Shaibu being forced out of the PDP because he's not going to get a ticket of the PDP. Let's not pretend about Nigeria's politics. A governor of a state is influential as to what happens in his political party.
That's true.
The political parties are not strong and independent in and of themselves to run a system where they can go against the current administration and structure. In fact, the structure is held by the governor of the state. Obaseki is intending to fight against the structure of the state, the PDP, held by Godwin Obaseki, who is the governor of Edo State. Some of the commentaries he has made in public has not made it even any better, or it's not going to make it any easier for him. Now, if you've noticed, Obaseki is no longer speaking, which is quite dangerous. There was a time that he was speaking, trying to let the press and people know what exactly was happening in the feud, until Philip Shaibu came out with that apology. And when I said that apology, I shook my head because this guy has an ambition and he's a young person. All right? You know how we can be. They say, hear word, hear word. We say we don't want to hear. It's almost like the Gen Z spirit, and the blood of the Gen Z inside some of the adult Nigerian youth running all over the place. Sit down, strategize, plan. Make projections. No, we just want to do it now. We believe we can do it now. Now is our time. And then you hit the wall. You come back and realize that if you only had sat down, the results would have been better. So Philip Shaibu may get a shocker. It's already been predicted that he will not get a ticket of the PDP. That's one. So he will likely jump ships. If he jumps ships, would that allow him win the election in Edo State? To jump in that the people of Edo State will decide if he would win the election in Edo State. Is he popular enough to win it? Would he be able to go against the existing structures of the APC on one hand, controlled by Adams Oshomole, with some of the aspirants indicating interest early on now? The numbers there are growing. And then in the PDP, where the governor is holding sway. So there are lots of things to look out for in Edo State. The fact of the matter remains that Philip Shaibu may just be caught in the middle, trying to find expression. And it may just be too late for him at that point. Yes, he has an ambition. He has the right to have an ambition as a citizen of a son of Edo State, citizen of Nigeria. He has that right. But in terms of political strategy and placement, he's shooting himself on the foot right now. This media rhetorics and appearances is not going to give him the win in Edo State. He should tell himself what is true.
Okay.
Political watchers are saying it, and one can conclude, going by the structure, it's very unlikely that he will get it. In fact, they've said it clearly. He will not get a ticket of the PDP. Would he move to the APC? Adams Oshomole will not create that room for anarchy in the APC. So these are some of the issues clearly playing out. At the end, he will be in another political party, perhaps a vehicle that he could use to try to achieve a certain ambition. Would he win? It's very slim.
Okay. All right, let's. This is the question I want to ask you. I don't know if the police are actually doing great or not, but this one here says police officer rejects 1 million bribe, arrest kidnapper in Kaduna hotel. Now I'll put you up to speed on this one. Operatives of the Kaduna State Police Command, led by the divisional police officer, have arrested a suspected kidnapper at the Easyway Hotel in a place called Tafa Town in Kako local government area of the state. Now, police public relations officer, the ASP Mansa Hassan, who made this known in a statement today, said that the arrest followed credible information received by the divisional headquarters about the activities of some suspect in the said hotel. Now, I want to ask this question. I know. Is this a welcome development that police is actually rejecting money, a bribe from kidnappers, and of course doing the arrest and doing what they're supposed to do? What's your take on this?
Well, our society paints this idea that these things are abnormal, but it's actually normal. There's nothing strange about this story. In fact, these are the things that we should be hearing of our police. It will be foolhardy to assume that all our policemen are terrible, they are cheats, and they are corrupt. It would be foolhardy because we do have some noble, valiant men in the police.
But majority actually carries the vote. A lot of them are actually so bad and spoiling the names of a few, good ones.
That's exactly why I said it would be foolhardy for us to rope all of them in as being very corrupt. But the realities make us believe, and accept that when these exceptions happen, we want to celebrate it, glorify it, as though this was different. No, it's actually what is supposed to be the normal. We're talking of a case where police officers, 3 of them, and interestingly, senior police officers, allegedly duped a young man and made him transfer $3,000 in BTC coins in a wallet to an account in River State.
Really?
But for the swift response of an advocate, a civil rights activist, who was able to track that phone, track the policeman using the phone number, the phone that was on, because they took the guy, put him in their van, drove him from Rivers to Abia State, then to Delta State, and back to River State. They were tracked. Now we heard a good thing. The coins have been returned. The police have been able to. They arrested their men. They returned it, and then they give you grammar. These senior officers, this will happen. Orderly room trial, and then we'll make a decision. Yes, let's give it to the police authorities. They've been trying to apprehend and discipline some of these errant police officers, but it's not enough. It's really not enough, because even as we're speaking, a Nigerian is being extorted by police officers somewhere in this country, even as we speak.
Exactly.
Somebody is facing a situation that they ought not to face, even as we speak. I've had moments where I had to stand up and say, no, you don't do this with me. Not because I'm a journalist doing my job, but because I'm a Nigerian. And you ought to serve and respect me as a Nigerian. But that's not the case for most of us. So the situation in Kaduna State, we commend the officers for showing character. We commend them. But this is what we expect of men wearing the uniform with the badge on it and carrying out the services of providing security for Nigerians. But I bet you, step out of your office, drive on the streets of Lagos, you'll see them at bus stops collecting 50 naira, 100 naira, 200 naira. What do we do about that situation?
Anyway, are you done on that part? Let's move on, because I don't even want to.
Yes, I'm done on that part, because there's a lot we can talk about the police.
Yes,
from brutality to reckless abandon to professional ethics and codes.
Exactly.
You wonder the kind of training that they get.
Well, I've got a lot to talk about that too, but I'm just trying to be able to be, I just want to go easy on them today. So I just shut up on that part, but let's move on. I got 2 more and then I'm going to free you. This one here says drama in Kano State. Drama in Kano as Ganduje begs Governor Yusuf to join APC. Woe to other NNPP chieftains. I'll bring you a short update on this one. Kano State, okay. So the national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Abdullahi Ganduje, has appealed to Governor Abba Yusuf of Kano to dump the ruling All Nigeria People Party, the NNPP, in the state to join the opposition party. How is this possible? So, I mean, what is your take on this?
So the case in Kano is an interesting one. The rumors have been there. It's not just Gida Gida, who is the governor of Kano State. It is also Kwakwanso, who is the political leader right now in Kano State, because his party is in power. Exactly. We've heard that there are overtures to get Kwakwanso to join the APC. We heard that some of those overtures may be coming from the president. I use the word may. Exactly. Because all of these things is just politics. It's politics. Kano State has the population. For instance, during the presidential election, Kwakwanso, as a candidate of the NNPP, scored over 1 million votes. It's the only state that he got that margin. In fact, for most of the states, he wasn't even able to get up to 15%. So most of the states. So is it possible to make that state a one party state? You think it's very possible to make that kind of state a one party? I realize with our politics that nothing is impossible with our politics. If the right terms are agreed to and provided, anything is possible. In fact, Tinubu may even be willing to sacrifice Ganduje's seeming national significance ceding Kano State, because the moment Kwakwanso or Gida joins the APC in Kano State, it will mean that Ganduje loses the structure that he has in Kano State. Automatically, the new leader in Kano State will be Kwakwanso. So it's at this point now, bringing Ganduje as national chairman of the APC was more of a compensation, and Tinubu needed someone, his own person, to be in charge of the APC. But really, who is in charge of the APC is the president. Of course. Tinubu is not the kind of politician like we had with Muhammadu Buhari. Tinubu is hands-on politician and president. So he needs someone who fronts him in the APC, but really he's the one in charge. So if he says, we put you here, we know that as a minister you may not do so well, let's save you the stress and the embarrassment of that. Let's put you here as a political head, you do our bidding, but in Kano State, we realize that there is a force that is present in Kano State. We can't shake that off. We need to reach a compromise. Let's play ball. Would Ganduje be willing to play that ball? Because it would be the biggest slap. Did you see some of the gestures that they made in Kano State before the Supreme Court? They thought they had won. Yeah, exactly. They were mocking the governor. I saw head caps with inscriptions, "Bye bye Gida Gida, bye bye Yusuf." Yeah. They were mocking him. So when the Supreme Court made that ruling, it's a big slap. They didn't believe that he would go that way. And now you say to Ganduje, you need to work with Kwakwanso as a political leader. Kwakwanso has always been, by the way, Kwakwanso has always been his political leader. Remember, Ganduje was his deputy governor in Kano State. So with that reality and all of the feud, it's now going to be heavy on Ganduje to say, this is what my boss wants at this time. I have to come down and allow Kwakwanso to take the shine. It's going to be a huge compromise. And that compromise, if it's called by the president, maybe Ganduje will play ball. Okay. All right. Let's see how that story unfolds. The very last one I want us to look at, this is quite funny. I don't know if I just want to hear from you. What do you think about this story? It says, Lagos outshines Dubai. Others as best city to visit 2024. I'll put you up to speed on this one. This one right here says Lagos State has outranked tourist destination cities such as Dubai, Miami,
and Singapore to rank as the number 19th best city to visit in 2024. Now, this ranking is actually according to a report by a Time Out edition of the top 50 list of best countries to visit in 2024. Time Out, a renowned kind of like a renowned publisher of the city and guides, and they do magazines and stuff like that, derive its ranking from a comprehensive survey, according to them, involving over 20,000 cities, dwellers worldwide, and its network of editors across the world. So you mean that Lagos outshines Dubai? Kelly, what is your take on this particular story?
Lagos for a lot of us Nigerians, myself inclusive, it's an admiration of.
Well, hold on. You need to tell me the truth, though. We're talking about Miami here, Miami in America, Dubai.
Let's start from home. Home is not a bad place.
No, it's not a bad place. But let's be sincere.
Home needs to improve. Home needs to improve.
Of course.
Home needs to be better.
Mm-hmm.
Home needs to make us feel proud that we are home.
But how is this possible? Like, I know that Lagos is a beautiful place, yeah, but how is it possible that you are shining?
I haven't even said Lagos is a beautiful place.
Okay, so
I'm not even suggesting that Lagos is a beautiful place. Lagos seems to be trying to get there. Some of these reports, when we get them, I like to know what was the sample size, what were the variables they considered in coming by this conclusion that Lagos is a better place to live in than Dubai and Singapore. These are the things I like to know. There are all sorts of reports, and the reason why this report is big right now is because Lagos is mentioned in it.
Okay, let me bring it down a little bit. I think I need to update you a little bit more so you can get what exactly they are using as a yardstick.
The metrics.
Okay, fine. Exactly. So, I mean, when it comes to standard, here it says when it comes to standard of living, Lagos has a lot going for it. 96% of locals are happy. You hearing that? 98% will call Lagos beautiful, and the city got a 92% friendliness rating too. Come on, please. What do you?
Okay, so let's tell ourselves what's true.
Okay.
I haven't been in Lagos for maybe 10 years now.
Okay.
Maybe 8 or 10 years now. I haven't been in Lagos, but I know that Lagos, for one, they are very fast. The people are not very patient, and they are quick to get angry.
Okay. So, all right.
They are quick to get angry. Lagos is pacey, so everybody's in a hurry, and once something tries to get in the way of that, they are angry. That cannot be the city that has just been described by this report. No. Lagos, like I said, I have an admiration for Lagos. When I come in there, I like to enjoy myself. And that also depends on the part of Lagos you're in. If you're in the island, it's a different feel from those in the mainland.
Okay.
It's quite different. So where the samples they use, those they gathered information from, where did they get them from? Is this report such that it has bias all over it, or it was indeed a true representation of the population size?
Yeah.
These are some of the questions I want to get. If I get the answer, it'll be easier for me to determine. Like Dubai, you mean Lagos is better than Dubai? You walk into a mall, something is missing in Dubai, and you just go tell security. They track it. They can track your entire movement in Dubai.
Sharp.
that quick. Is it Singapore and what they're doing with Singapore with architecture and innovations, safe living, better standard of living? These things are obvious for all of us to see. However, when a report cleverly puts out Lagos, they know that when you talk about Nigeria, contrasting it with other countries of the world, Nigerians will come quick to defend their country. But even inside, Nigerians, they know that everything is not well. So this could just be, for me, I see this as a strategy to become popular.
Exactly.
But I need to look at the yardsticks, the metric by which they came by these conclusions. Until I see that and I'm satisfied, this just smells and smacks of bias in and out.
Okay. All right, man. I want to thank you for being with me. I hope wifey is not going to say, okay, is enough. Come, please, come to bed with mama. But anyway,
She
thank you.
understands.
She does. Thank you so much, Kelly. And I hope to have you the next Thursday. We're going to be having you, like, I want to appreciate you for doing this with me. Thank you so much, man. God bless you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right. So that is Kelly, my man, Kelly Ijeoma. He's a journalist. He's a professional. He's got a whole lot of stuff. Very humble guy and good looking guy. He's got too many things in his hands, and the great guy though. So he's really going to be with me most of the time on Thursdays when we're doing the trending stuff. He will be the one to, to analyze some of the stuff. Thank you so much, Kelly, and shout out to you one more time. Okay. I freed him because I promised him I'm going to have just 30 minutes with him. And so we're going to go straight into usual thing where we'll also bring, in the evening like this, you usually have some break-ins that comes through evening, night. Before the morning, you have the break-in. So Thursdays, what I do is to bring that information to you. At least a little of this information has actually gotten to you. So all you need to do is to play with it and know that if you tune in the morning on our shows, you already know what to do. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take a little break now. When we come back, we will be having possibly the phone lines open. I don't seriously love to pick calls on Thursday, but, well, if you want to be part of the show, you want to, get along with any of the headlines that you've heard, with any of the stories and the trending stories that you've heard. I had to pick this one. There's been a whole lot trending stories and even a breaking, including the River State affirmed Fubara as the governor. Still, we are out of ICU, out of the madness that's going on in River State, and for now. So we're looking forward to see what the governor of River State is really going to do to keep the people there going forward. And all we're looking forward to is success. Let the city, the state, and the people are happy that you're doing great. So I'm going to take a break now. When I come back, I'm going to give you more informations, and of course, keep giving you some trending stuff, and with a lot of details this time. And maybe the phone lines will be open for you to call in. All right, stay tuned. Don't go away.
Movement you've been waiting for, and we're bringing it to you live. Don't miss a second. Don't miss a second of the action as we broadcast live from the biggest news stories, hot talk shows, depth analysis from the best in the world. Stay informed and up to date with the best radio programming all day, every day. On your number one People's Radio, Voice of the People, 90.3 FM.
Home for the people, 90.3 FM. strike, ASU strike, market women strike, even Kole people they strike. We don't become country of strikers.
Even light self, they no fit give us. No road for motor. Even leg self can get accident.
Why una dey complain? Why una dey complain? No una dey collect bribe, dey vote Sokoloko Bango ṣe.
Ìṣèjọba tó dára òun là ń béèrè.
Anyị chọrọ ọchịchị onye kwuru uche ya. Anyị achọrọ fi ọchịchị nchigbu.
Ala na-eze temeka muna so mekio. Wetin we want na make dem rule us well.
Don't take it for noise. It's the people's voice. They have made their choice. Respect that voice for all to rejoice. VOP 90.3, Voice of the People.
The latest hits and the greatest memories on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Welcome to the best exclusive radio station, VOP 90.3, bringing you the best mix of the best music.
There comes a time in the affairs of man when the voice of the people stands unique, constantly challenging society's status quo. 90.3. Place of fun and insight. It is a great place of learning. It could be your school on radio. It could be your life on radio. We are VOP, Voice of the People.
All right, you're welcome back, and welcome back. Very, 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 very well. Welcome back, and of course it's 10:32 p.m. right here on my time. I'm checking this, and I don't know where exactly you're, listening from. In case wherever you are, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's a nighttime show. Ryan Terrence is taking you on the trending Thursday. So you're really going to be a little bit different from other Thursday. Yeah. So one more time, being able to thank Kelly for being with me to analyze some of the stories and trending stories and all of that stuff. And then the one that actually caught my fancy is the one that they are saying, yes, we can talk about. It's like you have a son or a daughter who is beautiful and who goes for a model competition, fashion or beauty competition, whatever. And your son or your daughter is beautiful, but you also know that her competitors are very also awesome, beautiful. But you truly know that, of course, your daughter wouldn't win that competition, but she might be amongst the best beautiful brains on that particular competition. But she's definitely not going to come out as the number one person. But you still, because it's your daughter, you want to just love her, cuddle her, and tell her that, look, you are the best, which is very okay. But, and instead of, stating the obvious, you just keep telling her that she's the winner of that competition, even though that she didn't go that far. That's exactly how I see the Lagos outshines Dubai, outshines Miami, outshines Singapore. What exactly? As Kelly would say, what is the yardstick? So I'm gonna go into the story. It's pretty much amazing to me. I want to know because I'm not disputing the fact that Lagos is a beautiful place, whether you like it or not. We've got our thing going on, and the fastest growing city in the world, one of the fastest, as a matter of fact, which I know, and I talk about it for some decades, and believe me. But this particular one, I'm still trying to figure out exactly how come Lagos beats, other cities like Dubai, Miami, and Singapore to rank as the 19th. Is amazing. Okay, so I'll bring you up to speed again. Okay, on this particular story, Lagos State has outranked tourist destination cities such as Dubai, and that word is supposed to be Dubai, okay, but we call it Dubai, Miami, and Singapore. Now, Miami is in America, where Singapore is the other side of the Asian part. So Lagos State has outranked tourist destination cities such as Dubai, Miami, Singapore to rank as the 19th best city to visit in 2024. Outranked. That's the point. Outrank the cities. Now, I don't know what's going on in their cities, but then this ranking, according to the report by Time Out edition of the top 50 list of best countries to visit in 2024. Time Out, a renowned publisher of city guides magazines, derive its rankings, according to them, from a comprehensive survey involving over 20,000 cities dwellers worldwide and its network of editors across the world. Now, the criteria for Lagos ranking in the top 20 considered various factors such as, number one, food quality. I didn't want to say this to Kelly because I just wanted to put him hanging out there. Okay, so these are the criterias, okay, why they rank Lagos City as, one of the best, 19th best city to visit in 2024. So I'm gonna say it again. It's quite amazing. The criteria for Lagos ranking in the top 20 considered various factors such as food quality, affordability, cultural richness, which is what I want to talk about, vibrant nightlife, the overall feel of the city, community vibes, access to green spaces. Okay. Historic sites. Okay. And more. Meanwhile, Dubai ranked 28 on the list. Singapore is on 22nd. Miami is 23rd. It's a good thing. Respectively, is actually a good thing. But I'm just shocked, because I know these other cities and I know exactly what's up with there. So when it comes to the standard of living, okay, Lagos has a lot going for it. I said it before, 96% of locals are happy, 98% will call Lagos beautiful, and the city got a 92% friendliness rating too. This is the report we had. On another hand, the report encourages global citizens to experience Lagos, describing it as a city with something for everyone. Okay? It highlights the ongoing expansion of both the city and its suburbs, citing the life work play concept of Atlantic, the Eco-Atlantic city, and the booming town of Ekpe on the north side of Lekki Lagoon. On another hand, on account of luxury and lifestyle, the report spotlighted a few highbrow areas such as Victoria Island for its trifecta of swanky resort. Of course, food is also mentioned, food heavens, and vibrant nightlife. This place I want to mention is one that is good. It caters Cooties Bistro. Okay, that you can see a lot of good stuff right there. Owned by the legendary Afrobeat family, is mentioned for its food delicacies, which is awesome. I know about that. Okay. Oniru Beach is also featured as a relaxing spot for resident and, of course, visitors alike. So, what you should know, that's what we're getting, that the recognition position Lagos alongside notable African cities with, Cape Town in South Africa, recurring the second position in the top 20 of that list. However, Accra in Ghana ranks 44. Accra, Ghana ranks 44 on that list of, tourist destination cities that you can visit in 2024. Now, I'm talking about the top 50 list. Nigeria, once again, is on 19, the 19th best city to visit in the world as a tourist destination. Okay. Beating Dubai, Miami, Singapore, even South Africa. What's that place again? Cape Verde, right? All right. So, Cape Town, sorry. In South Africa. He also beat Cape Town because Cape Town in South Africa is securing the second position in the top 20. However, Accra is on 44. So the acknowledgement is a testament to Lagos' diverse reach in offering, making it a destination worth exploring. All right. So the criteria, again, used in evaluation reflect the unique aspect that makes a city attractive to both residents and visitors. From the quality and affordability of food to the cultural richness, the survey covered various dimensions, This recognition stands in contrast to a 2023 report by the Economics Intelligence Unit, which labeled Lagos as the fourth worst city to live in globally. That was last year. The earlier report considered factors such as stability, healthcare, culture, environment, education, and infrastructure. Best believe it. Last year was one of the craziest years in Nigeria because a lot of people were leaving the doctors, the healthcare service providers. They're all leaving out the country, going to seek for better job outside the country. UK, America, Europe, and other developed countries. Tech guys are also leaving. A lot left. Culture, the education. So if they say that last year, the contracts 2023 report by the Economics Intelligence Unit, which labeled Lagos as the fourth worst city to live in globally. That was last year. So the earlier report, as I said, considered factors such as stability, healthcare, culture, environment, education, and infrastructure. Now, despite the differing perspectives, Lagos continues to captivate and engage those who experience its dynamic and diverse offerings, as celebrated by its inclusion in Time Out esteemed list of top global cities to visit. Okay? And I wonder that New York ranks number one on the list as a major destination to visit this year. So if you're looking for it, Faulkner, who stayed in New York, can tell you more about that. New York. Okay. Right. So that is, I don't know. I'm still thinking if there is a bias on it, but if you say culture, food, and nightlife, and of course they also talk about the overall feel of the city. I don't doubt that. We've got a whole lot going on. So I mean, I can nod my head and say, okay, fine, this is okay by me. If the criteria for Lagos ranking in the top 20 consider various factors such as food quality, affordability, cultural richness. Of course, our cultures are rich. And of course, vibrant nightlife. Green spaces also, historic sites. If you say that, we got it all. So I'm definitely going to support my Lagos. Okay, so Lagos, you got it going on. You got it. Okay. All right, now, so I'm going to go to another stories. Bring you a couple of stories, and we're going to keep it till 11 o'clock, and then I'm signing off. Today, I just want to inform you the trending things going on, stories going on, and that's all I want to do today, okay? So stay tuned. Don't go away. Okay, so this one here says Lagos State Government commands construction of Fort Mainland Bridge. Oh, okay. This one is already on. Is already there. Okay. All right. I think everybody knows about this one, so I'm going to go straight to another and put you up to speed. All right. Let's talk about terrorists. I've got a headline here as I say, troops neutralize 94 terrorists, apprehend 214 in 1 week. Okay, I already know that The speculation sometimes is not right. We know about it, but this is exactly what I'm getting from the news. So troops of the armed forces of Nigeria has said they have neutralized no fewer than 94 terrorists and apprehended 214 suspects, including kidnappers and oil thieves in various operations in the last 1 week. Of course, the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, my guy, he said this while briefing newsmen on the operations of the armed forces today in Abuja. Buba said the troops also rescued 29 hostages and recovered 168 assaulted weapons and, of course, 2,757 assaulted ammunitions within the week. So the Northeast, he said, a total of 168 terrorists and their families, comprising 11 adult males, 65 adult females, and of course 92 children, surrendered to troops within the theater operations between January 17 to January 24. So Buba is saying that the troops of Operation Hadin Kai neutralized 27 terrorists and arrested 4, as well as recovered 22 AK-47 rifles, 1 Victor Arrow 4 rifle, among several other items. Speculations actually sometimes is not what we, as Kelly would say, these people just know exactly how and where to bring the book and just tell you exactly and they put it on the news. But in addition, we just need to thank God. And if this is going in the news, what we need to do is to put it out there and say, if this is going on and this is true, let them keep doing a good job. Shout out to all of them for they're doing a great job. Okay, let's move on to another one. Now, it's been a problem with power supply and believing in Lagos. A lot of places it's been dark for ages. Okay, so this one here says TCN blames gas constraint for poor power supply. So in case you want to get the information of why some people don't have, why some people have poor power supply, this might be it connected to it. So the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Transmission Company of Nigeria, today blamed the poor power supply across the country on gas constraints. The listener, I'm bringing this information so you know. So the listener, in a statement issued by its general manager in charge of public affairs, Ndidi Mba, he said the company said the situation had impacted the quantum of bulk power available on the transmission grid for onward transmission to the distribution load centers nationwide. This is what she's saying. So she said that the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, hereby announces that there has been a gradual decrease in available generation into the grid due to gas constraint to the thermal generating companies, which has impacted the quantum of bulk power available on the transmission grid for onward transmission to the distribution load centers nationwide. I'm just reading it. So Mba said TCN was working with stakeholders in the power sector to keep the grid intact despite the low power generated into the system. So this is why we've been having serious problem with power supply. So this is what they're saying. Okay, so consequent to the current load on the grid, load distributed to the distribution load centers have also been reduced as TCN can only transmit what is generated. All right. So now they're saying TCN is committed to ensuring a gradual increase in electricity supply to load centers as gas improves to the power available thermal plants. So they say, I quote, "Please bear with us as we continue to work with the stakeholders in the value chain to ensure that supply through distribution companies to electricity consumers nationwide improves." And that is the general manager. Okay, so that's the general manager talking. So if you are having an electricity problem in your area, like obviously it's nationwide, you can actually see what's going on. A lot of places are just as dark as dark. And I've been complaining, and I know I got this information. So I mean, Nigeria has been with this problem for years. This problem has been here for years. It's been one heaven of a problem about the greed, about what they are supplying, the distribution, transmission greed for onward transmission to distribution load centers nationwide, blah, blah, blah. All of those things is what we hear. And okay, so we're going to take it with a heart full of pain. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so this is going to be the last headline that I'm going to bring. Last story with a little update. Yes. So I'm going to keep this on right here before I leave. It's just 6 minutes to the hour, 11 o'clock. So today I'm going to do it as sharp as possible. So this right here says Atiku raises eyebrows over shady NNPC. $3.3 billion emergency foreign loan. You guys heard about this? Atiku raises eyebrows over shady NNPC $3.3 billion emergency foreign loan. Okay. So I'll put you up to speed and let you know exactly what is in here. Former Nigeria's Vice President Atiku Abubakar has raised a lot of questions over he called the NNPC $3.3 billion emergency loan. Now, the statement today, which personally issued, I took a recall that in what appeared to be a landmark economic decision of the President Bola Tinubu-led administration, federal government on August 16, 2023, through the Nigeria National Petroleum Company (NNPC), secured a $3.3 billion emergency crude repayment loan. He recalled that, and the NNPC said that the loan will help give support to the naira and stabilize the foreign exchange market. So, says the curious thing about his transaction is that up till now, the federal government continues to keep mum about. They continue to keep mum about it, and the only information available to the public is on the mega deal is coming only through unofficial sources from the NNPC. So he said the deal is supposed to be crude for cash loan arranged by the African Export-Import Bank. Now, according to him, according to information available, a special purpose vehicle called Project Gazelle Funding Limited is driving the deal, and it was incorporated in the Bahamas. There's a whole lot going on. All right. I am convinced that I've been able to bring you some things, not to destroy you, but, but some that can actually keep you going. Okay, maybe I should take one more before I leave. All right. I'll look for this one and I'm going to bring it to you before I leave here. I just want to keep you updated on the trending stories. Now, this is a news that I want to take, because this is definitely going to be the last trending story that I'm bringing up in here this Thursday and this night before I leave and before I close the show. Now, Kano Fire Service rescues man from suicide over 2 million failed visa deal. Kano Fire Service rescues man from suicide over 2 million failed visa deal. Okay, so I'm going to put you up to speed on this story. The Kano State Fire Service said today that it rescued 37-year-old Saifilahi. Saifilahi is his name. He's 37 years old, and the other name I think is called Saifilahi Rabiu, who allegedly attempted to commit suicide over failed deal. Fire Service Public Relations Officer Alhaji Saminu Abdullahi disclosed this in a statement issued in Kano and make available to newsmen. And of course, Abdullahi stated that the incident happened this Thursday morning, at State Road in a place called Tarauni local government area of Kano. Okay, so this is it. I'm speaking in his words. We received a distress call at about 10 a.m. or 7 past 10 a.m. from a Ministry of Works and Housing, Kano State, about an attempt to commit suicide by hanging on a tree. Wow. So, he goes on to say, on receiving the information, we quickly sent our firefighting vehicle to the scene at about 10 past 10 o'clock. That is just 3 minutes. That's nice. He stated, and according to the statement, Rabiu, a resident of a Simigo quarters, attempted to hang himself over his inability to refund 2 million naira to those he tried to assist in obtaining a travel visa. So during interrogation, we gathered that Rabiu connected some people to those who actually processed travel visas to foreign countries, which was successful. Those he tried to help, however, rejected a visa, saying it was not the type they paid for, and demanded a refund of their money already paid to the processors. Now, he said, we reliably got it that he was able to raise half of the money, that's 500,000 only, but pressure and threat from the people he wanted to assist made him try to take his own life. That's what the PR said. So he further stated that Rabiu was rescued alive and handed over to a police division at that place. This is a good work. I should ring a bell for that firefighter. I should ring a bell. Thank you so much for saving the guy's life. Okay. Wow. A young man of 37 years old, Selfilai Rabiu, wanted to commit suicide. He wanted to be self-destruct and just end his life because he failed, to do some. That's what's going on in the country. It's moving rapidly. Committing suicide is something, but I want to thank the firefighters in Kano State for doing that. I want to thank them. And that particular guy who did that, I wish I'll be able to see him one-on-one, to be able to talk to him. If I have his number, I'll call him one-on-one and tell me exactly how did he do that. So a lot of people will get to hear this kind of stuff. It's not what, you hear, but what, how you react to such a thing. These days, when people are actually going through things, the other day somebody was getting robbed and people were passing and looking at it. You can't even fight for someone. How much more? I mean, it's crazy, yes, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to help your brother. So this is a good one, and thumbs up to the firefighters who rescued this young man. Tomorrow, this could be a great guy who will definitely be a blessing to a lot of people. So it could be the president of the country tomorrow who's going to change things. So we should try and help people around us. Try and help people around us. Try and get along with people around us. Like, people need help. Try and help them. Because if you do it, definitely they're going to help you too. If it doesn't happen at the time, for posterity's sake, your kids and your people will definitely get help. I mean, if you give something good, you're definitely going to get it back. So we should look out for people. This is a great thing that this firefighters did in Kano. So shout out to them and at that Tarauni local government. Shout out to all of them out there who did great to save Rabio's life from committed suicide because of 2 million naira. In order for him to be able to refund that money, the young man must have used it to take care of his family. As the hike keep getting up, things are getting very inflated, like an inflated balloon, like still getting bigger. And then when it's going to get burst, it's really going to be a problem. But thank God the young man was saved by the firefighters there in Kano State. That's a good one. It's a laudable one. Shout out to all of you who did great. And thank you so very much for doing that. Keep doing it. This is a story that you can emulate. It's as simple as that. Emulate this thing. Help people. Be your brother's keeper. Okay? Call Raheem and tell him, Raheem, what's up? I want to send you $300 million. Take it, man. And help yourself and help others. That's what's up. And by the way, my birthday is on the 7th next March, so I'm going to be making a big announcement tomorrow. I've already started doing it for a few, and okay. So in case you don't know, my birthday will be next March 7th. For all the Aquarians, shout out to you. You're having your birthday on this particular month. Shout out to you. If you're an Aquarian or those who believe in zodiac sign, I really don't, but it's part of our world. So we're just going to keep getting along with things that doesn't stress us. I mean, I don't have a stress with that. So, all right. So, I mean, it's time for me to go. 5 minutes go past the hour of 11 o'clock. I just want to leave here. And sorry, some are complaining that, oh, okay, they want to talk. But then, of course, I will be, I don't want to use a bad word. But today, I want to keep it like this. All right. I'm glad that I've been able to give you some information. And I'm glad that you've got some of the trending stories. Tomorrow, when you start up with the program on VOP, you know exactly what's going down. Information is key. And our people over there, it is a major key, as a matter of fact. So you know exactly what's going on. Reach out to your family if there's anything going on. And, do what you got to do. So shout out to everyone who's listening from on air, those who streamed. Shout out to all of you. And those who definitely will be streaming afterwards, just keep doing your thing and keep supporting your favorite prestige talk radio station, voice of the people, which is the voice of God. So when we are actually speaking, we're speaking the mind of God. If you believe that, you'll be blessed. Okay. My name still remains Raheem Terrence, and I'll see you on the next. Open mic will be on Friday. It's soon, definitely, we'll be getting into Friday. And then, of course, get ready because we're going to have a good time on radio. Thank you so much, guys. God bless you. See you guys on another Trending Thursday next week.